Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea and here we talk about horror movies, paranormal stories, and all whilst I do my makeup. Today we are going to be talking about Malignant. I have heard good things, bad things, whatever. We're going to get into my thoughts, what I think of the movie, and then I'm going to delve into a lot of what's actually going on in the movie, so there will be spoilers along the way. But first, if you would please like this video, I would really appreciate it. Definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I do not have a regular posting schedule at this time. I'm trying to post more, as all of us YouTubers always are. Thank you so much. Definitely go follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. I post way more on Instagram or on Twitter. Lots of good horror stuff going over there. I'm always sharing movie recommendations, things like that. Check it out. Alright, getting into the video now. Alright, we have our hair back and our little skeleton hands. This outfit is so cute. This is like it's like a black shirt with like this like cute little polka dotted mesh top. Love it. And then I put this, I don't know what this is. It gives me like My Chemical Romance, Black Parade vibes. Very cute. Put them over top of each other. Or I guess over top, under each other, whatever. Very cute. Like, I love this. So cute. You can see the whole thing on probably any of the Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. I'll definitely be making TikToks once my makeup's done. My makeup's looking pretty cool. I actually have a thing that I'm going to try to do. We'll see how it goes. Whatever. Okay, let's get into the movie Malignant while we do some makeup. So I'm going to start with I'm actually going to start with my NYX primer spray. Please and thank you. Okay, Malignant is a 2021, oh shit. Malignant is a 2021 new released movie. It actually just released like, what, a week ago? I think last Friday, I believe. And it is basically about this woman. I'm not going to give away like spoilers right this second. So it's basically about a woman who has like these dreams, and they're almost like, what's that called when you're frozen and you can like see your dream happening but you're still asleep, whatever that is. I'll put it up here because I'm not gonna look it up right this second. And yeah, she has those and she doesn't know like if they're real or not, and people start to die. I don't want to get too much into it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. So I started this video off saying that there have been lots of back and forth. I have seen people say that they absolutely hate it, and I have seen people say they absolutely love it. My opinion, I really like it. I thought it was good, but also you have to think of like who directed it. So James Wan directed it, and I believe he also directed Saw, Insidious, and The Conjuring. I don't know if he did all the movies. I'm sure he didn't because they're all big franchises, but I know he did them mainly, maybe like the first few, if not more. And I really like it. So basically, I like movies that are kind of fast. Like, I don't really like slow burning movies. Slow burning movies are just not my thing. Like, sometimes they can be done well. Like, definitely can be done well. There's a lot of good movies out there, yada yada. But this movie was fast paced, action packed, lots of, you know, like action-packy type music, and I would say the music and like I think it's like the videography, I put this on Twitter too, is very dramatic. It's like they have a lot of times where it's like da-na-na, like they just figured out like the biggest plot ever, or like the biggest plot twist I should say, and it like did not need to be that dramatic. I'm like, calm down, you know. But overall, I did like the movie. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty well done. So if you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's on HBO Max right now. I love HBO Max. I actually got it when The Conjuring 3 came out because I really wanted to see it because I love the Conjuring movies so much. And then I just stuck with it. They have like all the Conjuring movies, Annabelle movies, all of those. They have a lot of good horror movies, and they just have a lot of good movies in general. I mean, this is obviously not even sponsored. Like, I wish. If HBO Max and Shudder could sponsor me, that'd be amazing because I love them. I have like all the streaming platforms. I love it so much. But anyway, back to the movie. So throughout this movie, I would say there's a lot of jump scares. Like, some people aren't the biggest fan of jump scares. I like them throughout a movie, like once in a while, but if it's like constant, it almost gets like either too much for me, it's like giving me anxiety, or it gets too predictable, and then it's like, okay, I literally know there's gonna be a jump scare here, and then there is, and then it's not really, it's like cool. But I like them when they're like periodically throughout a movie, because I think they just add to like the fun of a horror movie, in my opinion. I mean, not every single movie in the world needs it, but this one had it, and I liked it. Now, it's funny, I was saying how James Wan was the director, and he directed Insidious, Conjuring, and Saw, I believe. And you could definitely get those vibes from this movie. I love all three of those franchises, like, a lot. I love early 2000s horror into even now. I mean, I just love horror movies. But, like, pretty much early 2000s and on is a lot of my favorite stuff. And it probably has to do with my age and kind of, like, how I grew up and, like, what I watched growing up. But, I don't know, it's just so fun and just... I feel like it's so much, in the 80s was like this too, but it's so, like, aggressive. Like, I love Rob Zombie movies, and if you've watched Rob Zombie movies, like, his movies are aggressive. It's, like, in your face, bloody, gory, you know, F this, F that, da-da-da. Like, I love it. I just love aggressive movies. I don't know why. They're just fun. But this movie kind of gave me that vibe. Not really F this, F that, but... I don't know, like, it was just so funny. I could point out pieces of it that made me feel these certain ways. So now I'm going to give some more spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you don't care, I'm going to talk about it. And so there's this part where they're in the attic, and Gabriel has this woman who we discover is actually Gabriel's mother, Madison's mother. And she's, like, tied up to a freaking post in this, like, room. And at first you don't know where this room is. Well, there's, like, this big industrial fan. And first of all, just kind of like the industrial fan, the way the room is kind of set up and the shots that it's taking, it gave me such Saw vibes. It was not even funny. I'm like, this looks like a shot from one of the Saw movies. Like, that's what it gave me, like, that vibe of. Which is just kind of funny. And I don't know if I was seeing that because I knew that that guy directed it, or if it really was that prominent. Maybe it's because I knew that that guy directed it, but it did give me that vibes. Let me know in the comments if you felt these vibes. And then there was the parts where Madison was at our house, and she was kind of being, like, chased or scared or whatever by Gabriel. And it, like, kind of was given, like, haunted house vibes. And that gave me Insidious vibes. Like, she literally had, like, the clothes basket, and she, like, saw something, like, run across the living room, foyer, whatever, and was, like, laughing. And I'm like, is that literally, like, something from Insidious? Like, I feel like that was, like, literally plucked from, what is the word? I don't know, from Insidious and placed there. It was just kind of funny. And then for, like, The Conjuring, I just feel like there wasn't as much of a Conjuring feel, other than, like, most of it gave me Insidious and Saw vibes. It was like you literally took the two franchises and mixed them together, and it makes Malignant, and I love that because I love both of them. I thought it was great. Definitely go watch it. Okay, let's get into, like, more of, like, the characters. Also, I saw these two things on Twitter the other day. I wish I would have screenshot them so I know, like, who said them and can give them credit if they wanted it, whatever. But there were two things. One was somebody was saying how I don't know if they cared for it. Maybe they just said they liked it, or maybe they didn't like it, whatever. But basically they were saying they didn't know if it was trying to take itself serious or if it was trying to be funny, and it was kind of trying to do both and it just wasn't working for them. I disagree. I get what they're saying, because the very first scene, I honestly thought that it was going to cut and show that first scene being like a movie that one of the characters was watching, because it was so kind of campy and, like, ridiculous. I mean, literally, like, it's like blood and gore and guts. Someone actually compared this to The Evil Dead, which I completely agree. And then it was like, it literally dragged this person and they had, like, panda, like, socks on, or koala socks or something like that, like something cute. And, which I think was supposed to add to the story, because you're kind of like, wait, what? And then, like, they put this person on this bed, and it doesn't really, it kind of shows, like, kind of what it is, sort of, and it kind of looks inhuman. You're like, what the heck is this? Like, is this an alien? Is this gonna be, like, a creature feature? Like, what is this? And the lady's like, I'm gonna cut the or no, you've been a bad boy, we're gonna cut the cancer out or something. I'm like, stop. Like, quit with, you've been a bad boy. Like, are you kidding me? That kind of stuff was pretty funny, and I definitely get what, like, people are saying about it, that it's not taking itself seriously, but then also wants to be taken seriously. I don't know, but I liked it. I thought it was kind of funny, and honestly, I don't know, I feel like there are definitely movies out there that are kind of more dry and more just scary and creepy and give just like that anxious, like, dread feeling. But this movie obviously wasn't that. Like, it was just kind of, it was a bit ridiculous. I mean, let's be honest. It had jump scares in it. It had these funny little, like, remarks in it. If they were even funny, sometimes they were just cheesy and you're just, like, rolling your eyes, like, why did you even say that? Like, kind of like those, like, classic movie quotes that people say ironically and then it becomes kind of unironic after a while. I don't know. But I did find those funny and I actually liked it. But as I was watching it, I was like, I definitely see that. I definitely see the Evil Dead vibes that they're talking about. Oh no. Sometimes you don't powder, but you have like black clothes. Not mixed. A couple other of those like moments where it was like trying to be funny. One time I like cracked up laughing. So again, I'm giving away a lot of this movie, but so basically this girl, she is being like kind of like traumatized by this entity, and at first I honestly didn't know if it was an alien, if this was just some kind of like creature, like this is the whole movie's gonna be like a creature feature type of thing, if it was a paranormal situation, if it was, I didn't know, because you kind of see the creature in the beginning and I'm like, I don't know what this is. And then as it goes on, like it's obviously linked to her, it's like showing her visions and things, so then it gives a super natural vibe. It messes with like lights and electricity as like entities or ghosts or poltergeists do. And as you go on, you start to see like kind of like glimpses of it and it looks like a deformed figure. And at one point, the cop, one of the main cops that are part of it, so it actually kind of becomes like a crime show too, which also love that, which kind of gave me Saw vibes, because Saw had a lot of that where it was like, it actually showed like the cops and like them trying to figure out who it is and what's happening and all that. So that kind of gave me Saw vibes too. But at one point, one of the cops, the one that like kind of maybe is more so would believe what Madison is saying, because she's saying that like she sees the murders and that somehow it's connected to her mentally, and they're obviously like, that's bullshit, like stop trying to, who is this, like, do you know them, da-da-da. Well, basically at one point he like figures out a connection. He catches this person, thing, whatever, that is killing these people, and he sees its face, and it's exactly what Madison like told them it looked like, because she's seen it, because she's been like in its head or seeing what it's done, whatever. And he freaking comes back and he's talking to the other cop, and the other cop, she's like, this is bullshit, da-da-da. She's like, I'm a good cop, like, this is stupid. Obviously, we know that she's doing it, whatever. And he's like, no, like, this is what it looks like. And I'll put it up here. And she goes, so you're telling me this is, oh shit, what's his name? I gotta look this up. This is terrible, but she's like, so you expect me to believe that we're out here looking for Sloth from the Goonies? And I literally died. I guess this is what people are talking about, because like it's supposed to be a horror movie, not a comedy, but I think this stuff's so funny. I don't know why, but I was laughing so hard at that. It was just, I don't know, it was great. It was a good time. I think just because I know, like, we almost all of us know that reference, especially if you're into movies, whatever. It's funny. Another big thing throughout this movie was, so basically the main girl, Madison, she was actually adopted, and it tells you not super early on, but like pretty early on, like she already knew she was adopted. And I guess Gabriel's the one that told her that, so like she knew like as a kid. So this Gabriel is kind of like, it's like a figment of her imagination is what she thinks and what everyone around her thinks. And it turns out that it's actually, it was like a twin that was connected to her. And throughout the movie, I kind of thought like, because it was kind of going back and forth between being paranormal and being like a scientific thing. So it was kind of, it kept going back and forth for me to be either a paranormal thing where like the Gabriel's a demon, or Gabriel is some kind of conjoined twin, or a twin brother that was like died in the womb or something, and that she like ate or whatever twins do, and one doesn't survive because the other one like eats it or consumes it or conjoin or something. I don't know. But anyway, I knew it was one or the other, because I'm like, either this is a demon that's like inside of her, using her, whatever, and is making her see these things or making her commit these crimes or something, or there's like a twin out there and they're gonna run with the whole like twin telepathy type thing. I knew it was gonna be one or the other, but it kind of like was kind of both, to be honest. So basically, I guess they were trying to go off of, I need to do my eyebrows, dude. I guess they were trying to go off with the situation that, like, I feel like toward the end, they were trying to sell that Gabriel was kind of like the devil or a demon of some sort or whatever that was conjoined with her. And I don't know. There was just a few aspects of that. Like, I just did not... I mean, obviously the horror movie, like, you don't have to, like, not all of it has to make sense. I feel like that's, like, part of the genre, kind of. But there were just some parts that just kind of annoyed me. So, God, I need to do these eyebrows up. So the things that kind of annoyed me with Gabriel is the fact that he's supposed to be this, like, again, he's back and forth. Is he a demon? Is he a conjoined twin? Like, what is he? Well, basically, they end up showing that yes, he was a conjoined twin, and that he was basically like evil because he was telling her these things, which I think there's actually like a real life situation like that where this guy had a like conjoined twin that was kind of like just like had like a face on the back of his head, and that's like was his conjoined twin. And he would say that it told him, like, to, like, hurt people and maybe even himself and stuff. I think this guy ended up offing himself at, like, 23. I swear I read this the other day. I'm gonna put, like, an article or something up here if, like, I can find it. But anyway, so these types of things kind of happen, or at least, I guess, are out there. I don't know, like, I don't know if the guy was schizophrenic. I don't know what his actual situation was. But anyway, I digress. But stories like that are told amongst people. So I think that was kind of what the angle they were going for, is like they're conjoined twins and the one's evil and the one's good, you know, even though people in general, no one's good or evil, you just are people and you have different things. Anyway, I digress from that. But I think the thing that annoyed me is they were trying to make it like scientific-y, and they were like, oh yeah, it's a conjoined twin, but they ended up like basically cutting off as much of him as they could, because this was on the back of Madison. I'll show like pictures up here or video, whatever I can pull, and he had like these like little scrawny arms and a little tiny like chest, whatever, like ribs and stuff, and then this tiniest little face, and it was like on the back of her whole body because she came out as a whole person, and it was just like parts of him. And so they basically cut off all of these parts of him and ended up putting his head, like, into her skull. So somehow they, like, pushed him into her head and, like, closed it up or whatever. And then obviously she has hair and stuff, so it covers up everything. But with that being said, it's like, okay, so you removed him as much as possible. But basically it shows, like, throughout the movie that anytime he like arises, like electricity flickers and things, like even this one guy, which was actually a pretty like cool scene, it was kind of crazy, where there was a cop and he had a pacemaker, and or maybe he was a security guard, whatever, at the hospital, and he was like, oh, my pacemaker, and she's like, you have a heart attack? He's like, no, it's a pacemaker, whatever, and it like goes off, and it like, and I think it like exploded his heart. But anyway, so I'm like, well, then it has the paranormal aspect of him being able to control all these things. And like whenever he calls on the phone, because he calls a few different times, it's everything's like going off and electricity's flickering and lights will shatter and things like that. So it's like, is he a demon? Like, is he like a demon? Like maybe he was like the omen that was supposed to come out, like a spawn of Satan, but he didn't make it because he ended up becoming a conjoined twin and he wasn't the dominant one. So now he's just evil thoughts. I don't know, like, is this a representation of, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, mental disorder, maybe? Or, like, a negative aspect or a negative side of mental disorders is, like, this. I mean, I'm sure they were trying to do a horror spin of real-life situations, but it's kind of interesting to think about, I think. Oh... It is really hard to do makeup and talk, obviously. I like talk and then I do my makeup. I'm trying to do these two things together, but it's like, it's hard to do. Because they both take concentration for the most part. So being able to do both of them and then actually make sense. Like, Bailey Sarian is like a queen. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I love doing this stuff, but she does it like while she's like talking and she's like telling a story and she's so good at it. And I'm sitting here like, because doing two things at once is difficult. But I'm loving this red. Yes, so cute. So stinking cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna do my eye look, and then I'm basically gonna do like a like scratched on my eye, and it's gonna look kind of cool. Not obviously a physical scratch, but so let's keep on with the red. It's funny, the girl who plays Madison, oh, there's something else I want to bring up too. So the girl that plays Madison, she actually also played, I believe she played Mia on Annabelle. So on the first Annabelle movie, she was the lady that had Annabelle. Like, one of the main character on the movie. And I thought that was kind of interesting. Oh, and then also, I forget her name, I'm gonna put it up here because I don't want to look it up right now, but I think it's like Pauline Collette, I think. Oh, it'll be up here. Anyway, she plays, so she is from Hereditary, and she plays the mom. Not the biological mom, but the girl's mom. So Madison has a little sister, and they have a mom because Madison was adopted, and I thought that was kind of cool. I saw her and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I just love seeing people from like other other movies that I know, and it's just so fun. Ooh, and you know another thing that annoyed me? So again, I did like this movie, but another thing was, so some of the parts with Gabriel where he's like fighting and stuff, because this movie actually does get pretty action-packed in a couple places, mainly with Gabriel, because basically when so the whole thing is like, obviously, I feel like I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere. So basically, since he's like the conjoined twin, and he comes out of the back of her head. So like, when it first showed this is another part where I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be science driven or paranormal driven? Obviously, it's like the two worlds kind of collide, because her head opens up and then Gabriel like comes out, and like the whole reason he even came out to begin with is because her boyfriend was a piece of shit, and he like smashed her up against the wall because he's like abusive piece of shit. And then it like smashed her head. I mean, not like smashed it, but like it was bleeding, like it was like opened up or whatever enough. And that's when like Gabriel came out and killed her boyfriend, which like R.I.P. nobody cares that he died. Like, good for Gabriel. But that whole like thing was so, I don't know, that I'm like, okay, I get like you freedom, whatever. But there's a point toward the end where she like takes back in charge. So basically the whole time that she's like seeing these visions, it's just Gabriel using her body to kill people. But he goes like backwards because he comes out of her head. So he like snaps the arms like back, which is so like, it's really like creepy actually. I don't know, kind of cool. And then like it's just like basically her body walking backwards everywhere, attacking people, which I don't know why, but in its own right is terrifying. Just somebody like running backwards at you is like terrifying. And the cool thing is Gabriel is actually played by a contortionist. I'll put her up here. I did not realize that. I just thought it was like kind of like a CGI thing, which there's definitely some CGI, which is another thing that does annoy me about the movie, is there are like parts that I was gonna say with the action packed where it almost feels like you're watching a video game, because it's so like, it's just what's going on is so like almost like slow motion-y, action packed, I don't even know what, and it gives me like kind of video game vibes every once in a while. And there was a couple places too, mainly when the guy police officer is chasing Gabriel, which is just Madison's body as we figure out later on. And first of all, this cop follows him literally everywhere, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you should not be following him through like basements and shit, because first of all, a cop would almost never do that, especially without backup, I don't feel like. And it's just not safe. I was just like, the whole time I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you were just asking to be murdered right now, and I don't understand. But anyway, but they go in this one like basement because it's something about like the city is like built on like an old, like the old city or something like that. And there's like fog, and there's like old what are they, like carriages and stuff from like the 1800s or something. And it actually looked really cool down there. And all I could think was, this looks just like, not one in particular, but this looks just like a Call of Duty Black Ops, like zombie, I don't know what you'd call that, like map. That's what it is, map. Like, it looks like such like some kind of Call of Duty map, like, that you would like fight on. It'd actually be a really fun. And I say zombies in particular because I'm pretty sure with zombies they actually have like the smog and stuff sometimes it comes in. And usually it's like dark because like it's supposed to be like spooky, whatever. But it just definitely gave me those vibes. And I kind of like that too because I used to love Black Ops. I used to play it all the time with my husband back in the day. And like, I don't know, it was just cool. It just made me want to go play Black Ops when I watched that. So yeah, so the CGI parts were kind of like, but like I said, I thought most of it was actually CGI, and I guess some of it, a lot of it, not sure how much of it, is actually a contortionist, which is really cool. And I guess she was in another movie, I think it's called The Unholy. I think it was released this year in April. I haven't seen that, I want to watch it now. And I'm guessing she probably plays someone that's like possessed or something, I would imagine. It would only make sense. Okay, I'm gonna do the scar thing that I wanted to do. I should have waited to do my eyebrows, but I didn't think about it. And then I'm gonna like do this, and I'm using this to like make where I want it, and then I'm gonna use white eyeliner. Yeah, I thought that movie was really cool. It was action-packed, it was creepy, it made me jump, made me laugh. Like, I actually want to watch it again now that I know what's going on. But I would say I guessed pretty well, though. I kind of knew what was going on. But I would say the paranormal aspect's what threw me off. Because I'm like, I didn't know what it was trying to be. And that's actually a lot of people's, like, kind of complaint with it. Is they're like, we don't know what it's trying to be. But maybe that's the whole point, is, I mean, it's a movie. It's art. It doesn't have to fit in a certain genre. Or it doesn't have to fit in a certain, like, thing. It just doesn't do what it wants. It can do whatever it wants. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do my eyeliner. Okay, so the way I'm making it so pointy, kind of coming off like clown-like. And it's supposed to be a scar, and that's a big fucking scar. Okay, I need to do some like red on the outside of it. But I feel like in the end it's gonna look fine. It always does. In the end. I don't know. I don't think it took itself too seriously, honestly. I think it was just like kind of I think it was just a fun jump scare, like cool little movie. I thought it was just fun. I'd watch it again. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think from the poster, people expected something kind of like Hereditary. I think they expected to feel a lot of like dread and just very uncomfortable, and because the poster itself was so simple, but like the person looks terrified, and it looks kind of, I don't know, it looks really cool. But when you watch the movie just gives so much. It's so much action and story, and there's just so much going on that if you're not into that kind of thing, I guess it could really ruin it for you. But for people like me, and maybe even you, I was here for it. I kind of like when movies don't take themselves too seriously because, I don't know, it's like almost everything's been done, you know? It's like nothing's, I don't know. I like things that don't take themselves too seriously for the most part. Because not everyone's so serious, you know? I mean, even in like serious situations, you have people that aren't really that serious. So like, it's just not, I feel like it's more realistic when people aren't serious all the time. That's just me. I don't know, but let's continue with this side over here, because I want to do some kind of shimmery shimmer or something. Okay. Now we're going to do black eyeliner. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this movie, because I am curious. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so I didn't want to jump right to the end, even though I've been jumping around this whole time. But another thing that I read online, on Twitter precisely, was that this was literally just the adult version or horror movie version or whatever of Frozen. Which I freaking love and think that's so funny because it's so true. So if you've never seen Frozen, basically it's two siblings, an older sister, a younger sister, and the older sister has like powers, and she accidentally hurts her sister one time, and then she locks herself away, doesn't talk to her sister for years. And eventually she has to talk to her sister. She basically runs away, da-da-da, this whole thing. Her sister chases after her. The whole time her sister's like, I love you, like, you're enough, I'm enough, da-da-da. And at the end, they realize that they're both, like, they're happy with each other. And so in this movie, this whole time, this girl, like, Madison, she's, like, pregnant. She keeps losing her kids. She keeps losing the babies. And it turns out it's because of, her twin that's like connected to her but she doesn't know is there, and he's basically like feeding off of her fetuses or whatever, so she keeps losing the babies because like they can't survive in her. And her sister doesn't see her for years because her boyfriend's abusive, hence where he smashed her head onto the wall, and which released Gabriel to begin with. And so after her sister's in the hospital because she was attacked by Gabriel and he killed her boyfriend, which basically was just her. That part was kind of confusing too, because it's like, I think it was just Gabriel's way of like controlling her and making her think that it's an outside entity and not something within her, because basically, anyway, so basically her sister comes to the hospital. They kind of reconnect because they haven't been around each other for a while because her boyfriend was abusive. She wasn't allowed to be around her family, all that kind of stuff. And toward the end, literally, like, the whole time this woman, like, she knows she was adopted, and she was like, I just wanted to know what it would feel like to be loved by a blood relative. And her sister's sitting here like, she's known her sister since her sister was born. So she's always been her sister to the younger sister, you know? And her little sister's probably sitting there like, all right, I'm not enough. I mean, like, okay, cool. But at the end, basically, it's literally her sister's life is on the line because of Gabriel. And Madison, like, takes control of her body and her mind again and kind of, like, locks Gabriel away. And then they, like, hug each other, and then she's like, I've always been searching for or trying to create like a blood bond between me and a baby or me and family, whatever. And she was like, and the real bond was always right here in front of me the whole time. And then they hug each other. And like, this literally is the adult version of Frozen. Like, it literally is. I don't know, some different things I saw on Twitter were like so spot on. And I mean, I guess I don't mind that I saw it before I saw the movie because it didn't change my opinions or anything. I just thought they were funny. I just like them. This look is really cute. Okay, I'm gonna do some... I just want to do black lipstick again, but ew, do you guys want to see something? Where is it? I was gonna use this lipstick, but obviously I'm not. It has like a white film in the middle of it. I know it's Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Anyway, look. That's disgusting. I've had this for a while. This isn't something new. I've had this for like a little while. It's probably past its like time, which a lot of makeup is. I mean, not a lot of it, but like some of it is. I mean, you still use it and it's fine. I haven't had any problems. But that is like, I'm throwing that away. That's gross. None of my other things have done that, so I don't know. It must have got something inside of it. I don't know. It's gross. But I'm glad I saw that before I put it on my face, because that'd be disgusting. Okay. I think I'm gonna do a pink and black ombre. I've been doing nothing but ombres on my lips, I swear. That's like my new go-to thing. Let's use pink from this. black too, but I think I'm just gonna do the red and pink because it looks actually pretty cool. Okay, here is the finished look. Ooh, some hair in my mouth. I hope you like this movie review slash makeup look. I know my makeup look ran a little over from my movie review, but I gave you the things that I liked, the things I didn't like, and definitely go check out this movie if you have HBO Max. Definitely get it. I think if you start, you can get like 7 days free at first, so you could always do just your 7 days and then end it if you wanted to. And while you're over there, go watch Conjuring 3 and whatever else they got over there. Definitely go check out my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That's my handle up there. Definitely leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.